What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here from the Quartering, and a bit of a bizarre little rumor thread on perhaps the collapse of Blizzard. We'll just have to see if there's any validity to it, but it's always fun to take a look at some of these threads. And also IGN talking about how the lawsuit could be a death blow for World of Warcraft. Let's start with, of course, the IGN article. World of Warcraft is struggling. For how long exactly is up for debate, but the past couple of years at least, the player morale has been a downward trend. And while a few weeks ago there could have been a story about the ascendance of WoW's rivals, most notably Final Fantasy XIV, by the way, just finished a Realm Reborn content. I've streamed every minute of it on my twitch.tv/The Quartering channel. I'd love if you give me a follow over there if you are interested. It's low-key, just chill content, but it's been really the only way I've been able to force myself to relax. Now some of WoW's biggest content creators say they're leaving for good. It's been nauseating to learn all that's been allowed to go on at Activision Blizzard. Zeppla sent an email to IGN. I felt betrayed. World of Warcraft was all I cared about from 2004 to 2015. I'm obsessed with, in love with the game. I mourned when members of the cherished old guard left the company. With over 200,000 subscribers, Zeppla is one of the largest Final Fantasy XIV content creators on YouTube. And though she has primarily produced Final Fantasy XIV videos, her channel has been one of the biggest resources for new players when looking to make the change from WoW. And Zeppla's early WoW fandom allows him to help players make the transition. Ultimately, I saw a video from Bellor News, excellent YouTube channel, and he talked about how, according to the whatever data he could encapsulate, or the data isn't exactly, how do I say, out there for everybody, but the amount of actual paid players when you scrub for alts is extraordinarily low. Now, there is a new content patch coming out, World of Warcraft 9.1.5, and there's some interesting stuff there. But you see, Asmongold shocked by crazy World of Warcraft declining subscriber count. On July 4th, this is on August 21st, by the way, Asmongold streamed Final Fantasy XIV for the first time, and he hasn't streamed WoW since. Asmon is well known as the biggest WoW streamer on the site. His foray into other games seemed to be a trend amongst many players. During a Twitch stream on August 19th, Asmon reacted to Bellor Gaming, video that broke down the numbers of exactly how many players have left WoW. In the new video, he reacted when Bellor said that WoW has lost half of its player base between patches 9.0 and 9.1. Asmon was visibly shocked and said, "What the F? Wow." By the way, this is even before kind of the mass exodus from the game. It has been carried on, saying the difference between now and 2015, when WoD came out, which brought in a dip in subscriber count, is that there were not a lot of alternatives for other games. I think now, because there's other alternatives, it's easier for people to make the switch quickly and then come back later on if they want to. Bellor went on to say that WoW subscriber count is at its lowest in 5 years. He commented on WoW, if WoW will ever get back its player base, saying, but overall, yeah, I think people will come back to the game if it's good, but I think now WoW is genuinely in a place where it has to win back players. I would argue that that's probably true. I think, first of all, the Bellor Gaming video is definitely worth checking out. For me, I've had a complicated relationship with World of Warcraft. I have probably some of the most fond video game memories of any video game in terms of World of Warcraft, especially streaming it. I found that streaming the game, yes, I know content creator privilege, but it's been so awesome because so many veterans of the game are like helping me and making, getting through the content a lot more interesting and fun. So I really do kind of lament not being able to continue playing Classic with you, the viewers. But I picked up Final Fantasy XIV, and the story's been amazing, and streaming it has also been amazing. We have a free company now. We're working on getting a free company house. The community in Final Fantasy XIV has been nothing short but amazing. The community, by the way, for Classic, though, for me, has always been amazing. But I do know that I have some streamer privilege. Sometimes people see me in the game and they're like, here's 20 gold. And if you've never played Classic and at low level, 20 gold is like, holy crap, I can just go get a whole new set of armor and make my life a lot easier. I'll never forget the time on stream where somebody, or I think I was just playing regularly, and this dude, person, I don't know, probably dude, but you never know, high-level person came over and like helped me complete a mission that I kept dying on because I don't really have any in-game friends that I would play, so I just soloed that whole game basically. And he's just like, oh, here, I'll help you finish this, and here's like 100 gold. Or it was just some insane amount of gold. It was like getting $1 billion. And they just went on their way, and I never saw him again. Like, that kind of stuff is what you fall in love with the game. But there's a new interesting... Now, again, you can see this is written by someone called Blizzard Leak with a grand total of 1 post, and they joined to create this post. So let's take this with a giant grain of salt, but it's interesting to at least... If somebody had the absolute tism to, you know, write this fanfic, more on ya. But it's interesting just to explore what if. This says, Blizzard Entertainment is being dissolved in early 2022. It is not going to be replaced. It is going to be replaced by a new team called Insight that will be a more direct part of the renamed Activision Insight. Much of Blizzard, though not all, will be sacked and replaced with new employees for Insight. Now, this is a very bold claim, so bold that it's literally impossible to believe. Not that it hasn't happened, not that stuff like this hasn't happened in the past, but for somebody on the outside to know that this is coming down the pipe this early and a change this big, I don't see any advantage to actually dissolving Blizzard. Unless you could make the argument that the name is toxic, but I don't think it actually is. I think the name is, you know, still carries some weight in the community. Diablo is considered by far the most promising franchise at this point. Diablo 4 has 3 planned expansions. A remake of the original Diablo is in the works. Diablo Immortal will receive a PC console release a year after its mobile release. An untitled Diablo PvP game will begin development under Insight. The Diablo team, like Hearthstone team, will be mostly unaffected by the company shifts. Again, they're pointing, you know, I'm going to say the point of contention here, you know, the idea that Blizzard would continue to put out Diablo content is a no-brainer. That's a no-risk take. The fact that they wouldn't make changes to the Hearthstone team, that seems odd, given that Hearthstone is relatively insignificant now, unless I'm just dead wrong on that. You don't see really any content created about it. You don't see much in the streaming world about it. I would think if Blizzard was going to make cuts, it would probably be there. Now, World of Warcraft is entering official maintenance mode. The little work that is already put into the expansion after Shadowlands will be released 9.3 sometime in 2023. Despite the name, has nothing to do with Shadowlands and is just made up of salvage stuff from 10.0. Classic servers will be merged into 1 or 2 with the launch of WotlK Classic in 2023. This will be the Classic expansion planned. Again, that seems odd. A new Untitled World of Warcraft Successor MMORPG is in the works. There will not be a successor to World of Warcraft. This seems absurd to me. Hey, maybe I'll be wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. Since Blizzard doesn't really release the actual numbers, I mean, if they really only have 2 million subscribers, that's still $30 million a month in revenue coming in. Now, it says that it's in the works, looking to take a lot from Final Fantasy XIV. This is going to be developed by a majority new team than who worked on WoW. It is not a sequel, but a total reboot with new lore. Currently only in the planning stage, the base game will focus on Valansis and Outland with playable races from both worlds. It is currently believed to not have factions, and it will borrow from Hearthstone, which will remain separate and continually updated with new expansions. This sounds like it was written by a fan of Hearthstone. You know, if we want to be charitable, we could be talking about World of Warcraft 2 type thing here. a total reboot. But if they hadn't started that years ago, you're talking about a game that would be 10 years away. That seems extraordinarily 5 years away at the minimum. A Warcraft mobile MMORPG project, possible. Anything that says mobile on it seems odd. Seems on. A Hearthstone spin-off game is coming off. It's going to build off the auto battler modes added. I don't know what you would spin off a game that is almost totally irrelevant now. Overwatch is believed to be unsalvageable, failing to capture any modern interest. Overwatch 2 has been canceled, as have multiple smaller mobile projects set in the same universe. Overwatch in late 2022 will receive maps and heroes planned for Overwatch 2, but not PvE modes. A Netflix original series is in the works that seems unaffected by these cancellations. Again, I just don't believe that. That seems really unlikely. Now, there is something to be said for a lot of the people that have left from the Overwatch team. Jeff Kaplan's gone. Are they going to just bail on Overwatch 2? These would be some major changes. StarCraft is completely abandoned in any way, shape, or form. There are no plans for new RTS or MOBA. Because their franchises and lead characters like Sylvanas, Tracer, and Kerrigan no longer capture people's imaginations like they used to, there's been a lot of work developing new IP, canceled projects they've been working on since early 2020, set in a unique fantasy universe. It will debut with a gacha-style RPG. Will be announced at either Gamescom or E3 next year. Again, I don't know. BlizzCon 22 has been canceled, 2022, but I'm certain you've all but guessed that. This seems extraordinarily far-fetched. I mean, some of the things seem, okay, maybe this is a thing. The idea that they would abandon Overwatch seems extraordinarily unlikely, given all the money they've sunk into it. But hey, it's fun to hypothesize. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think about this work of fiction in the comment section down below. We'll talk to you again real soon.